Hunter. This is the Family Showdown!
What?
The mic was dead. It didn't click. So, yeah, no sound. You want to introduce us again, sweetie?
Hi! Welcome back again to Family Showdown and the circus of fun things breaking. I'm Rebecca, this is Hunter, and we're going to do the top 10, again, games that we enjoyed playing but don't own.
Right.
So, yeah. So, we're going to try that again. You were giving some spiel about how you made your list.
Oh, okay, so my list, the way I did my list is, obviously I took the games that I like the best, but I also did a mixture of recent games that maybe we haven't had a chance to buy yet, some older games that we obviously didn't buy, but also I mixed in some childhood stuff as well. So I kind of did a mixture. So maybe it might not necessarily be my 10 favorite games that we don't own, but it's kind of ones I really want to have, right? So there's kind of some Grail games maybe mixed in.
Ooh, now, see, that's interesting, because I don't think I have any Grail games. For the most part, that's true. Mine's a collection of quirky games that I don't know necessarily that we would own, but we really enjoyed playing them. It's just because of, like it takes too many people to play or whatever, or
right.
It wouldn't hit the table often enough. We haven't bought them, because I don't think there's any of them on here. I didn't obviously put, like, the collector's edition of Lord of the Ring or something like that, because it's not Grail games. I didn't pick anything like that.
I didn't do that either. I didn't do that either.
I just picked games that we've played, and I was like, that was really fun. We had a blast doing that, but probably we weren't going to buy it. So I probably don't have a ton of, like, super favorites on here either, but they were interesting, fun games, and I almost want to call my games list, like, the quirky games list.
Quirky games, okay. So this is gonna be a weird list.
Yeah, this is gonna be different. I think we're gonna have very few. I think we're gonna have a couple overlap, but I don't think we're gonna have all.
Yeah, mine has the whole spectrum.
Yeah, you mentioned you had some from your childhood, and I have one.
Yeah.
I don't think I had put any others. That's interesting. I didn't even think about doing that. I just thought about one because of you'll see, just top 10 we did recently. So.
Okay. This should be interesting.
Yep.
So you said they're going to be some overlap?
I guarantee there's at least one overlap.
I say there is three overlaps.
Well, I'm pretty sure I know what your number one is, and it always makes me want to punch you.
No spoilers.
I know what it is.
All right.
Let
me. I'm on special effects. If you watched our previous video, I'm the special effects guy. So let me get to
he's special.
Let me get to the special effects. All right.
So you ready for my number 10?
Let's do this.
Okay. I needed to reorder my list because it's all out of order. This one, again, this is going to win the quirky games, but mysterious. We played this with the family at BGG Spring, and the girls and we loved it. It was pretty fun. And it's called Viva Topo, I think.
Oh yeah, that was a little mouse game, right?
It's just this cute, cheesy little family game.
I forgot about that. Give me your pen.
But it was a really cute little game, and you had to kind of
I gotta
calculate.
get that for the girls.
Yeah, the girls loved it.
Yeah.
And it was, so we may actually end up getting that one.
Yeah.
But it was cute because you had to run, there was a cat that, was cat, right? That was running, it has a steady kind of pace that it goes around in a certain pattern. And you had to be mice, and you had to dive into rooms and get cheese, and you had to make sure you weren't where the cat was going to land or the cat would get you. And your mice didn't come back. So once you lost your mice, you lost these opportunities to go get more cheese. And once you stopped to get a cheese, basically your mouse and your cheese went to the end level. So you had to calculate, okay, there's cheese at the very beginning I can get, but they're worth less points. And there was a lot of calculating. And I was surprised at how well the girls really ate that up.
I completely forgot about that game because they completely loved it. I spaced out on that. I gotta remember. I'm gonna look that one up to get that for the girls. That's
See, this is why I log my plays at BGG, because I would have forgotten it too, because we played it once because we were trying to get through as many games as possible. Or did we play this one twice? Maybe we played this twice in a row because we liked it so much. And it was cute. It was just a cute game. So, anyway, that is my number 10.
Yeah, that's
Viva Topo.
Yeah, I like that game. You try to jump in little cubby holes, right?
Yeah,
to stay away
it
from
had the cute little pieces of cheese. The little components were kind of cute and stuff too. But it was a really cute little game. So there you go. And good evening to all of you that jumped on. I see familiar names on there. So.
Yep.
All right. So what is your number 10? You have your magical effects ready?
No, I'm getting there. Hold on.
You know what's interesting is because of the way we have this designed, we were able to put our top 10s in with our pictures and stuff secretly. So he doesn't know what mine are, and I don't know what his are. So it's kind of fun because we're still surprised now.
Yep.
So
all right.
Technology.
Here we go.
All right.
Number 10 is Acquire. And this is one of my Grail games. I mean, Acquire, obviously, you can get it now, today. It's out and available, but I like the older Avalon Hill version from the 90s. But anyway, Acquire is one. I really want to get this game at some point, but I don't know who would play it with me. So Acquire is a kind of a stock market area control game where you're putting hotels, I think it is, on the board. And basically, as you put them, if they connect, the bigger hotel absorbs the smaller hotel. And you can buy stock in the different hotels, and you want to have the majority stock when a hotel merges and things like that. It's just a really interesting area control game. I like the way the bigger one absorbs the smaller ones. As you're filling out the board, it's a cool mechanism for area control.
I haven't played this one yet, right?
Nope, you have not played this one.
I was like, but you've talked about it enough. I feel like I kind of know quite a bit about it now. So. Yep.
So yeah, it's a good one. And at some point, I guess I'll break down and get the new version, even though it's not as cool. Next week. I haven't done it yet. I'm still hoping to find the old version cheap, but it's not easy to find.
Easy to do.
This is one of the ones I was talking about, Grail games. I'm really holding out for the older version of this game, and I guess the new version's okay, but I like the little plastic hotels and stuff like that. Well, just the
look of it from what we've seen. Yeah, I agree. If you're gonna do it, get the one you like. I mean, that's the point, right?
Yeah, it's just I don't know. I think it's $100+ to get it. So
yeah, it was nice knowing you Acquire, but there you go.
But the new version, I guess we could try it out at a con or something, see if you like it, and then
buy little plastic pieces that look like buildings.
Maybe.
I have plans. Okay.
All right, wait.
I'll build you one.
Special effects.
Hurry up, special effects. That gives me a chance to find my number 9. I've made my list is all mixed up tonight.
All right. You ready?
Yes, I'm ready. My number 9 is one that I mentioned recently on another top 10 that we did. Actually, I think it was our top 10 live, and that is Upwards. I don't currently own that. My parents own it. And in fact, we have plans to play that again soon, actually, because they're very excited about that. And the game, we had it when I was a kid and everything, and that's like our Scrabble. I like Scrabble, it's okay, but I love Upwards. I love the 3D aspect to that game and the fact that you can tweak a word that someone built and build off of it and get extra points because you just morphed 2 different words, and it's just, I really enjoy that game, and I like the way it plays. It's always been a family favorite in my family when I was growing up, and I still like that. I like word games, so that is Upwards.
Your parents don't have a copy of this?
No, they do.
Oh, okay.
That was what they were. That's what they had on the table last time we went over, and they were like, "Hey, we have time. We're gonna play."
Yeah, I think I've played this one. I don't recall. I mean, I'm not a big word game fan,
I'm
but
trying to remember if you've played it.
I haven't played it
with
with
us?
no, I haven't
No,
played with
you
you
haven't?
guys.
Okay.
But I think I played it when I was younger. So,
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
so you want your own shiny copy of it? Is that what you're wanting, or?
Maybe. I don't know. It's okay too. I could always borrow it from them or whatever because it's more fun with more players, I think. So we'd probably be playing with them anyway. So yeah, it's a pretty awesome game. I like that one. I wouldn't call that a Grail game because it's not like it's hard to get. But, so that is my number 9. That's Upwards. Very fun game.
All right, my number 9. Shortly we'll have it. Where'd it go? Do I have a number? What the heck?
Where's your number 9? Uh-oh. No special effects? What'd
No,
you do?
It's just not.
I just saw it. Where'd it
Yeah,
go? It's out of order. What did you do?
My number 9, even though we got destroyed and
Technical difficulties?
and humiliated at this game at the Dice Tower Marathon.
Not my fault.
I really, really, really enjoyed Captain Sonar.
Oh my gosh, yes, that game.
That game, I want to own it, but
The only way I want to play that game is the way we did with a full. I cannot. I think my brain would explode trying to play that with like 4 players. Or 2 players.
I as chaotic and crazy as and insane that game was with 8 people, I could not imagine doing more than one roll. I don't know how. I guess if you did turn by turn, but you would lose some of the fun of that game.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, we got trashed, and I was still having an amazing time.
I still argue that there were a couple members on my team, one in particular, Bonacore, that didn't know the rules properly. I'm just saying.
Oh, that was so much fun.
Oh my gosh, that game.
That game is
amazing.
I wish I had a regular 8-person game group to play that game because it was so much fun. But yeah, it was. I think it would probably be even more fun if our team knew what they were doing. But that game was awesome. It just there's few games that are real time that really that immerse you in the game, right? A lot of real time games is like rolling dice as fast as you can, and it doesn't really feel like you're doing what you're doing. But that one game really felt like you were. A line of people commanding a sub, right?
Well, and when you were a kid playing Battleship, did you not kind of imagine that sort of scenario while you're playing it? You're like running the sonar and, I pinged him and I'm going to get him. I mean, that was kind of how I felt playing Battleship. So to actually play, like, adult Battleship was amazing.
Well, it's like when you see the movies with the submarines and there's the line of people with their little displays and they're like working away and it happens like you do this and you're like I can't
Yes,
it really does simulate that craziness of running a submarine.
It's amazing. Yes. Red October. I think of that movie every time we play that game. That's amazing. So yes, Captain Sonar, good choice. Excellent choice. Very good. All right. Ready for my number 8, sir? Number 8. My number 8, we played at a convention, and it was just another one of those that I don't necessarily want to own because I think we kind of own a lot of similar type games nowadays. But it was just really fun, and we had a really fun group with that, and it was called Kill the Overlord. It's another one of those where you get roles, and each of the roles has different abilities, and so you kind of mess with people around there and you're trying to actually kill the Overlord, hence the name of the game. I know that's a stretch, but hang with me. But I had a lot of fun playing that one. Did we play it twice? I'm trying to remember now. I think we played it twice.
I think we did play it twice, but that game, a lot of social deduction games have the potential to fall flat.
Oh, that's true.
But this one has even more potential to fall flat because I think if you play just even with an average gaming group, that game won't be very fun.
That's true because we had a really rowdy group that really got into the roles and whooped it up
and talking smack back and forth.
Yeah.
But if you're just that's the whole game. The game itself there's not much to it.
No, there's not a whole lot.
It's all the talking smack and threatening and posturing and stuff like that.
In its defense, a lot of social deduction games are like that. There's not much to it, and it's kind of what you make it. I mean, really and truly.
True, but
At its heart.
But a lot of them have a game behind them, and that one's just really weird.
It was, but I don't know. I really enjoyed playing that. We had a goofy
I had a
group.
great time playing.
It was a really fun group, and it was a bunch of people. I'm trying to think if we actually knew any of the people when we first started playing. It was all a bunch of new people, and we were at a con, and everybody was just having a blast. So, very fun game. I enjoyed that. But again, with the right group. Blah,
I think this game is your con memory is pushing this game up.
Well, that's with most games like that.
True,
honestly,
true,
because there's
true.
a lot of social deduction games where I'm like, I could take it or leave it, but we've had so much fun with them that I'll keep playing that because we seem to have good enough groups when we play. So, because social deduction, I mean, honestly, at its heart, that's not my favorite genre. You all know this. I suck at lying. It's just there.
This one doesn't really have lying.
But that one doesn't, and that's another reason I like it. Because you just have your role, and you do your role, and you mess with people, and how you do it is how you survive that game.
Yeah.
So that's another reason I liked that. It was not the typical, are you the werewolf? Great, I'm the spot, Yeah. And everybody knows because I suck at that.
Yeah, this one is just more you attack someone or you take it's very...
And you have to decide who you're going to attack.
And your roll's right in front of the people. They know who you are,
And
right?
there was something there was an exchange of money that went around, too.
And there's a way to change rolls and take rolls and all
you had to pick
stuff.
very carefully how you did that. So it was really cool.
So it was a little puzzly.
Yeah.
I can see why you like it.
I like the puzzly.
All right. My number 8, I suspect, will be much higher on your list.
Oh, how interesting. I wonder why.
And that game is Compatibility.
Oh, that game is so much fun. We're going to end up getting that one with, what was that game you were getting this next week? Acquire.
Compatibility's out of print. And I've secretly been hitting thrift stores with no luck.
No wonder you're late from work. Okay.
No.
Coming home. That's right.
And I've been watching eBay and...
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know. I'm wary of eBay, but anyway. Eventually we'll get this one, I think, because that one was so much fun. It's right up our
blast.
It's right up our alley, right? That's
yeah,
it just fits us because we like the whole relationship guessing game type stuff. So
this one you're supposed to not necessarily be guessing what the other person's putting it. You're supposed to pick what is actually your favorites and just see how compatible you are, which is hysterical anyway. And if you cheat, then everybody's cheating probably by the end to some degree. There's no way to not have that tiny bit of bias. But I just think that's a great game because you can throw that down with anybody. And a lot of times we play with a lot of couple friends and stuff like that. And it'd be great to bring that because you don't even have to know how to play board games to play this game because the rules are so... simple and
it just I just think it's hilarious when you pick something you're like, why did you pick?
Yeah. Oh my gosh, the banter for this game is amazing.
Yeah, this one I don't know how I obviously I never played this and it's just so easy to learn. It's a great sitting around the table chatting, icebreaker kind of game. It's just hilarious.
Yeah, and we found out the Z's actually more compatible with Hunter than I am. Just so y'all know. Who knew? That was so hilarious.
Oh man, me and Z.
Yep.
All right. Anyway, the compatibility that was just a fun, light couples game. It's just awesome.
Yep. Very fun game.
Yep.
Good choice. Good choice.
Liked it.
Good choice.
Of course, it's a good choice.
Good choice.
It's on my list.
All right. Ready for my number 7?
I'm always ready.
Special effects?
I'm always ready.
Special effects
I'm always
guy?
ready.
Woo woo. All right. My number 7 is another game that we played at a con. And actually, you played it much more. And that was Treasure Hunter. And not because of the name. Ha ha ha. I get it. But no, you played... Did you end up doing a tournament or something?
Yes, I did. And I got destroyed.
Yeah, but he had fun. And he was like, you got to play this game. So when I showed up at the convention, because I usually end up having to show up late because of childcare work or whatever, right? And I got there and he's like, let's play this. And we threw it down. And we had a lot of fun playing that game. But again, we have so many other games that do similar-esque kinds of things. And since we play so much 2-player, and I think, like you said, it's more fun with more players.
Yeah, the 2-player variant's kind of wonky. It's the whole... a lot of games that have card drafting
Yeah.
with 2 players kind of always throws a weird, you got a pile on the side thing going on, and I don't know, like, same way Sushi Go kind of has a pile on the side.
Well, and if
I really
you're-
don't like 2-player games that do
Yeah,
that.
and by the time you're exhausted at a con trying to play a game where you keep track of that, it's like, is that, whose pile, who's in charge of this? You know, and by the time we're done, we're like,
Yeah.
I don't know if we did that quite right, but
Yeah.
we had a lot of fun, but again, since the 2-player variant's kind of, we're probably never going to buy that, but it's really fun to play, and if someone ever invited me to play that, I'd be all over it. I
Right.
think it's awesome.
Right.
So, and it's awesome multiplayer from what you said.
Yeah,
so.
it's just a great little light drafting game. It's just
Yeah, I like the way
it's
it's
along the
balanced.
lines of kind of like Medieval Academy. It's just a really lightweight game where card drafting is the main focus
the
of the game.
mechanism, yeah,
Yep.
with that. So, really fun. I had a blast with that one. Treasure Hunter.
Hunter.
Hunter. All right, what's your number 7?
My number 7. Ooh, that picture is in a funny place. Why is that picture like that?
Oh my gosh. Hey, let it be known that the non-special effects person has not screwed up
I
their
think
special
you
effects.
messed up my
I didn't,
picture.
I didn't touch any of your
I'm not
pictures.
going to try to fix it. It's just going to float right in the middle of the board.
Oh,
table.
whatever.
It's gonna
Who
be
cares?
great.
Who cares? It's magic.
My number 7 is Steam. I went to a Nerd Night meetup thing.
Where is it? It's right there.
It's kind of hovering in the midair. Anyway, so I went to a Nerd Night thing after work one night without Rebecca because, sometimes I just got to get away.
Wow. So much for that compatibility. Okay.
So I went there and ran into some friends that I never knew went to these things, and
that's cool.
We threw down and
Yeah.
played Steam, and Steam's kind of like a Ticket to Ride on crack.
That's a great. Oh wow.
It's like a railroad. It's a pick up deliver railroad game, right? And there's a ton of these. There's Age of Steam. There's a bazillion different.
There's so many he can't name them.
I can't name them all. But this one, I just really like the way the turn order was so important in the game, and it's very puzzly. The pick up and deliver piece of it is really puzzly, and it really came down to the very last turn of how efficient you were the whole game to win that game. It's a brain burner kind of game, and it so every once in a while I just want to throw down and melt my brain, and that's a good game
way
to
to
do
do
it. Yeah, so
Awesome.
I really enjoyed that one. I mean, we really haven't dove into the heavy railroad games, and that might be a good transition game. I just don't know how well I'd play 2-player. I think that's why I held off doing it, because it's got a lot of... It just seems like it wouldn't work as well 2-player. But maybe not. I don't know.
There you go.
But it was really fun. But I don't know if it's a buyer, and that's why it's not on our list.
Gotcha.
So.
No, that makes sense. All right, you ready for my number 6 special effects person?
Yeah. Yes. All right, wait, 5? What are we on?
6! Oh my gosh!
6.
It's right on the screen! On the screen!
It's not on the screen. 7's on the screen.
Oh my gosh, not compatible. Not compatible. Okay. My number 6 we recently played. Were you? Yes, you were.
I was in
In
that.
fact, we killed you.
No, I dominated that game.
I thought we shot you at the air shoot. Oh, we were going to.
No,
was-
and I totally. Anyway, go. What's your number 6?
My number 6, we played at the Dice Tower Marathon, so if you want to see the craziness that ensued, check out Burke's Gambit at the Dice Tower Marathon, this most recent one. And you can see us playing that live with a crazy crew. And, oh, that's right. Okay. Go ahead, tell them what we ended up doing to you and what you did, you turkey. So
They figured out that I was had the virus, and they had me contained, and I did all this crazy stuff to get it shuffled. They had the virus on Z, and they were just going to protect him, and we only had like one turn left.
yeah.
And I did this crazy combo with all 3 traders comboed off each other and killed Z at the last minute, and it was epic.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. That game is greatness because you've got 2 groups of people. You've got the corporations, and then you've got the scientists. And you have this alien. It's like the movie Aliens in a way. And basically what happens is you got to keep, if you're the corporation, you want to keep him alive so you can use him to like test and all this nonsense, whatever you do want to do to make money off of him. And then if you're the scientist, you realize that he's a danger and a menace to humanity and the planet Earth, and so you must shoot him out the airlock and kill him with the alien host. I mean, kill the human that's the alien host before he poses a threat to humanity. But what's interesting about that game, it's not like Werewolf where you're just like, kill him and you do it immediately. You have to, the timing is important because you have this trip you're making to Earth and you have to wait for some strange reason to do it right then and there before you actually enter Earth's atmosphere. I don't know. But that part, okay, kind of like suspend your disbelief about this for a second. But I think there was an
explanation behind it because it has a chance of spreading if you kill the person that has it. So you got to wait. And
there was a thing with that.
You have to quarantine them or something like somewhere.
Whatever, shoot them out the airlock. That was my thing. But yeah, so it was really fun though. That game was really fun. But again, it's obviously another game. That'd be another game that we'd want to have a huge group for. So right now, that's one of those games that if anybody said, "Hey, you want to play that?" I'd be all over it.
Yeah, it's just a lot. It's a super quick little social deduction game.
But it's just fun because you get to throw so many people under the bus. You have it, and you don't know if you're infected. That's the other thing. It's really crazy. So you just have to go off of suspicions and maneuvering and craziness. And
it's a good little. It has some randomness with the dice that kind of, I don't know how much I like that or not, because it can be, the game could literally last 3 minutes and you lose, right?
It could.
Or it could last 20 minutes and it just depends.
Yeah.
But in games like that have that weird, it can end early kind of mechanism, you can always rack it up and play again, right?
And that's why I liked that, because why wouldn't you? It's another one of those games that, what did you call those, potato chips or whatever? I would play it over and over again. It's a blast.
Well, we played it once and it ended real early and we're like, let's play again. because it didn't. And then the second game ran really well. It was really good. And what was interesting is it's one of those games where revealing yourself might be valuable, right? Because you go, I'm the traitor, and you just start you don't really say I'm the traitor, but you just start doing obvious traitor stuff. At some point, the traitors, the bad guys, have to switch gears and just really go at it. And they can't stay hidden because you start doing obvious stuff.
Yeah.
You have to decide how long, because you want it to be later in the game so you get closer to Earth before you switch gears. At some point, you got to go crazy and start doing bad things. Yes. So it's a really cool game.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
So that's my number 6. And just so you know, you need to do your number 6 next.
Well, number 6 is on the screen.
What? That doesn't seem to help you.
Oh my!
Cards are coming next, guys. I'm telling you. I keep telling you I'm going to do that. It's going to happen. Nessa did just fine. I just want to point that out.
All right. For those that watched our previous live top 10, this comes as no surprise. My number 6 is Conquest of the Empire.
You know what? I'm totally cool with you hunting down this game from the sounds of it. It's Roman. Hello.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, maybe that
game is really cool. So just kind of go into it again. It's kind of like a Risk variant.
Yep.
It has a lot of the feel for Risk, but you actually build cities and you can build roads that let your troops move quicker. Unlike Risk, where you just kind of just slowly move across the board, you can build roads and you can produce guys and just move them to the front line really easily in this game. And they have ships. You can load ships up and carry troops around, and there's like 3 different kinds of troops. There's infantry, cavalry, and catapults, or artillery, and they have different abilities. They hit easier and things like that. It's just kind of a better version of Risk, in my opinion, and it has
it's Roman.
It has little tribute that you can get based on the number of cities you control. You get money to buy troops, and
that's what the Romans did.
And it's just a really cool game. Like, it has a little more theme to it, I guess, than Risk does.
I'm just saying, we need this game in our lives. There you go.
So yeah, I could easily get the new version of this game, but everything I've read is it's not as good. The problem with this game is buying an older version of it. is going to be probably incomplete at this point. It'd be hard to find a complete game, a good condition, complete game of it.
What's wrong with people?
And
Why are
the,
they losing their pieces?
and the little pieces were plastic and they had a tendency to break. So you're going to end up with the catapults were really the little bar that holds the catapult bar breaks off all the time. So it'd be hard to find a nice version of this game. And as OCD as I am about this, I'd be like, I'm missing a catapult.
My students now have a new project. They're going to be building mini catapults.
Yeah,
They can do that. School project. There you go. They'll have no trouble.
yeah. I mean, even the version I had, I mean, the copy I had, the catapults were starting to break over time. So
Really?
they're just,
Man.
I mean, I guess if you took really good care of them, but I just
What if
threw them in a
we
bag and
take the catapults out of
Camelot.
Camelot?
There's a lot of catapults, more than what Camelot has.
So we need to buy another Camelot. I can make this work. I didn't say it'd be cheap, though. All right, I do like the Weenie Weedy catapult. That was pretty good. I catapulted.
Anyway, so yeah, that's like my favorite game from my younger days, and so I'd love to own it. This isn't I don't want to own it because of it doesn't play well or it doesn't work with a number of players. It's just you can't
get it
find
kind of
it,
thing.
right?
We shall build it from scratch.
So now that I've gotten Blood Bowl, this may be...
Ooh, is this your next one on the Grail?
Maybe.
Hey, that's another top 10. What is this?
Oh!
Shenanigans. All right, so my number 5 has been mentioned before. It has.
Compatibility.
Anybody have any guesses?
Compatibility.
Guesses?
Captain Sonar. Was it 5?
Yes.
Oh, this low?
Compatibility.
No.
What? It was fun.
This was your like number one something game.
Yes.
Game of the month.
Yes. It is. It was. It shall be. But yeah, no, it's really fun. I think we pretty much said all that needs to be said about this, except that we need to play it more. We need to get this so we can play it at some point.
At some point, I'll pull the trigger on the eBay and just cross my fingers that it's not full of rocks.
It's full of rocks. You can go after these people. Hunt you down. Who would put compatibility, fill it with rocks, and send it to unsuspecting gamers?
I've like I said earlier when I talked about it, I've looked for this, but our thrift stores
don't
are
do board
picked
games.
clean. I mean, there is you
We've done that before.
One beat up copy of Seen It, and that's about all you're gonna find in a thrift store.
Wow, I don't remember seeing it. You must have gone without me on that one, because the one time we went, we saw half of a board game of like Monopoly or some weirdness, and we were like, really? They didn't even have. I mean, it was just. No.
One time I went to a thrift, not to change the subject, but I'm going to. One time I went to a thrift store and there was a copy of Winner's Circle, a nice wooden, beautiful copy of Winner's Circle. It's a horse racing game. I opened it up. There's the nice little horses there.
Yeah.
And it had like a little felt little holder for the horses. I'm like, man, this is awesome.
Okay.
I'm like, that's all it was.
Ah!
No boards, no cards, no nothing. I'm like, I got the 4 horses, or how many horses there are, and how many players you have. Like 6 little miniature horses. That's all that was in the box. No instructions, no cards, no board. I was almost shaking with anticipation. Like, I found a thrift store.
No thrift store game for you.
Shut it and
Denied.
put it back up on the shelf.
That's sad. That's sad, people. What is wrong with you to just do that? Haha.
But anyway,
people.
Rumor has it this is like in every thrift store in America, and I've proved that wrong.
Lies.
So.
But you know what? We either have the most ravenous board gamers, which is possible, it's DFW, that are combing these places looking for buys, or people just don't get rid of games here.
Yeah, it's just
one or the other is going on. It's crazy.
Cannot find that game.
Yeah.
So I'm about to buy a box of rocks on eBay.
Build one
That's
of
your number
those.
5, right? Anything else you want to talk about?
Compatibility, it's awesome.
Why isn't it higher on your list?
Because that's a good question. Why? I'm not okay.
I thought this was gonna be your number 1 or 2 or 3-ish.
I'm not really. I'm trying to remember. Okay, you gotta give me a little bit of a break because I did this in a quiet moment on lunch break at school. So part of this is like I couldn't even tell you for certain my entire logic behind this list. It's not entirely ranked by my absolute favorite game to my least favorite game. I don't know. I honestly
Let's
don't know.
move on.
Sorry.
All right, my number 5.
They're here.
My
What's
number
your
5
what's your number
is the
5?
one that everyone called as my number 1 childhood game. But it's not from my childhood,
Yeah.
because I'm old.
Yep.
And that is Hero Quest. The greatness that is Hero Quest.
Why is this number 5, nerd?
Because there's 4 games that are better, that are higher up on the
Oh, well,
list.
he knows why he prioritized his list and how and all that.
Hero Quest, it is greatness. It is a lot of people's real game. It's just childhood in a box. Even though I was older, I was still a child.
You're
But
still a child.
it's a cool dungeon crawl, and most of the dungeon crawl games were just like a map and you move things around. But this got big bookcases and big has like a rack. It actually has a plastic rack with a little lever on it, and it's got doorways and all. It's just a really
That sounds cool.
dungeon crawl game.
That sounds cool.
And it's like a toy. They took a dungeon crawl and a toy and mushed them together into like a box of greatness.
Yep. There you go. I think you have some comments. Things have been moving again, so you might want to check that bit. So,
Suggestions on where to find compatibility.
ooh, excellent. But
But there you go, Hero Quest. I mean, like I said, this is a lot of people's real game. It
sounds like a blasty blast. It just sounds like
it's just a fun little game. I
Yeah.
mean, it's just, but it's cool to have the big clunky miniatures. They're just like totally unnecessary, but they're so much fun.
Well, sometimes the unnecessary crap's the fun stuff, because everyone gives me grief about, like, Colt Express. I love the dumb little rocks and cacti and stuff. I think they're awesome. It's flavor.
All right,
Just saying.
I'm not gonna go too far in that. I mean,
All right.
if you haven't heard of Hero Quest, you need to get out more.
Wow, really?
Whoa,
I didn't hear about it until you told me about
that
it. What's that gonna say?
escalated quickly.
Yeah, we're about to have some technical difficulties. More than we had before. All right, ready for my number 4?
I am ready to rumble.
My number 4 is actually a game, one of the few games that I have played that Hunter has not played.
Ooh.
And it was a Dice Tower Marathon, so you can see it. And we unexpectedly won, because we didn't think we won, and that was Fuse. That game is a lot of fun. I suspect we may end up getting that at some point, because you can play, I think you can even play it solo, can't you? But I know you can at least play it 2-player, and I can only imagine, I've heard it's harder, I think it was.
No,
2-player.
easy. I thought
It's easier
with
2-player?
less players.
It's easier with less?
I think.
Oh, that's right. And then the max, we played with like the max, and it was crazy.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that game is so much fun, because the theme really feels legit with that too, because you're rolling these dice and you've got to try to put certain combinations to cut the right wires to diffuse this bomb, and you got to do all of this in a certain amount of time. I think it's 10 minutes, and that's it. I mean, it's real time. You've got a timer. That's as long as the game can possibly go, no matter how many players you have. It's amazing, and the tension was real, and you got to work together fast and well to help each other out, and it was pretty intense, and it was fun. So, check out Fuse.
Yeah, I was like face down in the chat typing away. But I just heard screaming and yelling, and it just felt like someone was about to, like a bar fight was about to break out over here when I was doing it. And I look,
take that dice. You take that dice.
And I look, and all of a sudden I see they won, and scrolling up the screen. I'm like, and they're over there like, I'm like, you guys won. It was pretty cool.
Bringer of good news. Yeah, you guys on the internet made us so happy because we were so close. Yeah, it's a really fun game, and if you want something with that high tension, but it's short and sweet, to the point, definitely check.
But see,
out
I didn't see it, and I haven't watched that play. Is
should.
it what makes it different from like Escape?
I think because with the theme, you are immersed in the theme. You are defusing the bomb, and every time you have to work together, and you have to work together the whole time. With every time we roll the dice, we have to parse the dice amongst us, how it'll best help us solve our stuff quickly. So, if we're all going for the black die or whatever that's a 4, we got to figure out what we got to do, because we want to have the least number of people having to re-roll dice, because you do that and you're basically losing a turn, and you're wasting time. So every
more interactive.
Every single roll you have to figure it out together and really quickly. So
All right, fair enough.
yeah,
It
so
seems like
the
you guys had a
tension-
blast. So.
yeah, the tension's higher, I think.
I'm curious how to play 2-player though.
I think it'd still be pretty crazy. I think it'd be... Now that you said that, I think it would be easier because you're only negotiating with one person for those dice. But I wonder how many times you end up... I'd have to look at the rules to see how much you'd have to re-roll stuff. That'd be interesting. That's really interesting.
Do not know.
But yeah, I would totally play that anytime anybody asks me because that's a fun one. And it's quick. So, there you go. Fuse! You got number 4.
My number 4 we just played last weekend, right?
Say what?
We were at...
I don't know what it is.
We were at... were we at Falls Con last weekend?
Was that last weekend already? Was that only a week ago?
I think it was.
Where are we? What time is it?
I think it was only a week
Gosh.
ago. Anyway,
I think
we played this at Falls Con, and we had a blasty blast.
Oh, yes.
And that was the brand new, shiny version of Coliseum.
That game was fun.
That was fun. I really, really enjoyed that game. It makes it... A little tear goes down my eye because it's 3-player, and that would be... I would have kickstarted it and instant bought that if it was 2-player.
Yeah.
But
the trading bidding thing
Yeah,
would
I
not
mean,
work with that.
Yeah,
But
I
understand.
don't trade with you.
Yeah, I mean,
and
like,
it's all
in a game.
Yeah, so
Yeah. Oh, that's a fun game. That's a really fun
that game.
The
Was
theme
really
is cool.
fun. It's
Hello, Roman, right?
It's like it felt more like you were trying to put a puzzle together, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you're trying to put the puzzle together, but you don't know what the picture's going to look like at the end because when I was playing, I would basically you got to build up and do your best. Whatever your best show is your score for the game. So you're building up to do a really good show at the end, but you have to constantly change gears, right? Because at least I was winning, so people were stealing tiles from me. So I was like, okay, I can't do that show anymore. So I'd work towards another show, and then something else would happen. And you constantly are maneuvering for that last show, and you have to be kind of fluid. And I really liked how it was more puzzly than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, yeah. I just saw great comments. Sorry, it's totally random. Yes, I agree that playing the Mortal Kombat theme while playing Fuse would be amazing.
Hey, you're stealing my thunder here.
Sorry. But yeah, Coliseum. Yeah, that game. I was surprised at how thinky that game was.
Yeah,
because
it's really
it is a giant
thinky.
puzzle, and I expected this really light, fluffy, kind of like meh game out of it. I really did. I did not think it had the depth that
and
it did.
the trading is really, really interesting because
it's so different.
you basically have to trade to get what you need, and therefore you got to work out reasonable deals. You can't force people to give you stuff or do. You really have to make it worth their while to trade with you, right? So it's really
it's got that Catan trade feel to it in a way because it's like, what's in it for me? Okay, no, I'm not going to trade with you. It's funny.
It was just
it works well.
It's just a really solid game, and I didn't have any issues. I mean, there's a lot of complaints with how the game looks and the aesthetics and junk like that. I thought it was just fine. I thought it was good. I mean, I've watched the older version, and I think it is a little bit better, but it's not so bad that it's distracting. I mean, I thought it was just fine. It was just a really fun game.
Yeah, it was pretty fun. It's got that. It's almost like a Feld heaviness to it with the puzzly aspect of it. But you've got trading and other things that...
Another thing that's interesting, though, is, now that you mentioned that, how I said you're working towards a big show, you almost have to keep that hidden.
No, yeah,
because if people figure out what you're working for, they'll steal that show away from you, right? It's got a lot of different layers.
Really true.
It's just a really fun game. So it's just a fun game. I just wish it was 2 players.
Yeah. Totally understand that. All right, my number 3. I enjoyed this immensely. I don't know how much you enjoyed this one, but I was pleasantly... I think part of the reason this is so high up is it was a huge surprise for me. I didn't think I would enjoy it, and that was Dr. Eureka. And the reason is a lot of times games like that tend to frustrate me or I'm extremely clumsy with them, so I tend not to like them. But this one was surprisingly addictive, and for me, I found it to be really fun. And you can change the difficulties with it, right? And I think that's what I liked about it. There's so much variability with this. And the only real trick to it is you can't touch the actual balls. You have to move them in between and get the right combo to match on the card. You're racing each other. And I I don't know who else would play with me and enjoy it as much as I did, but that was a huge surprise for me that I loved it so much, and it's so addictive, and I wanted to play it over and over, and I had a blast with it. I didn't even care if I won or not. It was just a really fun dexterity race that came out of left field for me. So I think that's why it's so high on my list. I super enjoyed the craziness of this game.
Yeah, I've almost pushed by on this several times, and the reason I haven't is because I don't know if Katie would like it,
Yeah.
and I don't think Nessa's quite old enough to play it. I think
Yeah.
she would get frustrated.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Yeah.
it's the,
We wouldn't wanna
it would
play
be
with
us, just us playing it. I don't know how much
We'd play.
I would play that game.
Yeah.
Because I would enjoy it more playing it with younger
With the girls.
right? And it
doesn't
doesn't
like
it does.
I'm just kidding. He totally.
Wow.
You totally destroyed me in that game.
Wow. All right, you can finish by yourself. But no, I just don't think
totally
I just don't
lost.
think it would fit our current game playing status of our family.
No, I agree. That's why I've never pushed the issue, because you're right. Like, Caitlin would either absolutely love that game or become frustrated and hate it with a passion. And Nessa would get frustrated because she's a perfectionist, and if she doesn't have the dexterity to do it, she would just
Right, if she dropped the
freak
ball,
out.
she would have a cow. So.
Yeah. So no.
Because if you lose the ball, you're basically out of the round.
Yeah. And oh my gosh, I can't even imagine.
Yeah,
that.
so that, like I said, that doesn't
It's
fit.
ugly. It's
Doesn't,
ugly.
doesn't fit our demographic.
Not currently, no. So,
But I really have actually even put it in carts, going.
I know, because it's fun, and
Yeah.
it's one of those. It's another one of those games that anybody, age level doesn't matter, gamer level doesn't matter. People that don't play board games can play this game.
Yeah.
And you can get, what I like too is I've seen so many people buy like 2 copies of the game and then have a huge multiplayer game.
Yeah.
You can do that. You can put this in and do a whole classroom of kids doing that. I mean,
Yeah, you can put it on an overhead projector and have it.
and put the thing and have everybody doing it. I mean,
Yeah.
that's crazy cool. Of course, it'd be crazy expensive, but it'd be crazy cool. So, yeah. There you have it. And yes, if I could figure out a way to tie that into my class, I probably would do something crazy like that. But nah, it's a bit of a stretch. But yeah, that's it. I had a blast with that. So that's one of my surprise
I
games.
enjoyed it. I just think it'd be more fun playing with the girls.
It would be, but yeah, then again, it wouldn't be very fun playing it
No,
with the girls.
exactly.
So
Exactly.
there you have it.
All right,
Yeah.
my number 3.
Number 3.
All right. Let's see if Rebecca remembers this game and if it's on her list. I bet it's not, but if she remembered it, it would be on her list.
If I remember it.
My number 3 is the
Remember it.
greatness of Stefan Feld and the out of printness of Macau.
Didn't we just play that recently?
Yes.
I don't know if I logged that play.
Exactly.
because
I think you forgot about that one.
I think I forgot to log that play. Because
But anyway, we love Stefan Feld, and this is one of his better games, in
That
my
was
opinion.
fun,
It was a
yeah.
really, really cool game, and
I can't believe that's not on my list.
I hope that
Oh.
they do, because they're bringing back Notre Dame and in the Year of the Dragon, because it's
love
their
that.
I think it's their 10th anniversary. The 10th anniversary of Macau is 2019, so maybe it'll come back in print
It better
in
Why wait?
2019.
do it now.
I don't know if Ravenburger has Ravenburger. Is that the company name? I don't know if
Oh
they have.
my
I don't know if
gosh.
they have the rights to this game or not.
You just butcher something.
Ravens. I don't know if it's Ravenburger or Ravensburger.
Oh jeez. Internet, tell him. Save me. Save me. I can't find it.
Ravenburger
I can't.
or
I'm horrible. I never remember which games are
Ravensburger?
what. Yeah. Give it 30 seconds and someone's gonna yell at you.
Ravensburger.
Boom. There you go.
I don't know if they have the rights to it. They're the ones that's doing the reprints of the old Feld games. But if it comes back into print, we will get it. Because that was a fun little game.
It was.
Now, I like Feld
That
games.
was neat.
I like Feld games that have like a couple things going on, right? And in this one, you're like building buildings in a city, right? And over here on this side, on the other side, you're doing ships and delivering goods. So I like it how a lot of his games is kind of like mini games, right? You got this going on over here,
Yeah.
you got this going on over here, and like Trajan's that way, and what else has the stuff going?
They're right behind you. But yeah, and it was fun, and I enjoyed playing it. We met somebody new that wanted to play and jumped on and played with us at the last minute that already knew how to play, and that made it really fun too. And I was surprised because with the shipping, it looked like it would be so expensive because you had to do so much to get your ships to move. I thought, oh, there's no way I'm going to be able to do that, and yet you still. The way the game ramps up.
All his
by
games
the
do
end,
that. All his games do that. Like
it always surprises me
Yeah.
that you can do as much as you can in a turn by the time you're done with those games. It's crazy. So, anyway, yeah, that was a pleasant surprise.
Oh, I love that game. It would probably be
I'm thinking it's pretty
probably
high
number
up.
3 for
Yeah,
me.
it may beat out Bruges.
I put these in my order. They're not in my order. Yeah, they are in my order. I think I did put them in my
Oh
order.
my goodness.
Yeah.
Did you just accuse me of moving board games around?
Yeah, those are in my order.
Interesting.
Maybe Delphi
also-
would be overhead of Trajan. I don't. Anyway,
We're not getting off on a tangent.
but
or
anyway,
anything.
Macau was that was a really fun. It would be in the upper tier of the Feld games for me. It was just really fun.
Yeah.
Even though we got stomped by that random guy.
Yep, indeed. All right. Whatever. Did we get stomped? No, you didn't get totally stomped.
No,
it was
it
pretty
was-
close.
it was close.
But yeah, he ended up at the
Anytime
final table. He got
anytime-
to the final table at like the Terraforming Mars tournament I saw by the
Oh,
way.
did
So
he?
yeah,
Did
yeah.
he?
He
was
hardcore
pretty
gamer.
sharp because he hadn't said he hadn't played it in a long time, and boom, he was
He
like,
remembered it.
he
Yeah,
got back in playing
that
it.
was fun. That was fun.
But yeah, no, that was fun, and that I would have already purchased it if it was in print.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. There you go. All right, my number 2. I just realized I have a lot of these games that we played that were new from the Dice Tower Marathon. And again, this is another kind of quirky game that, I don't know, I think Katie could probably get into this game and love it, to be honest. It's called When I Dream.
Oh,
So
push the button
again,
here.
for those of you that did watch the Dice Tower Marathon, you're like, shut up, Rebecca, about the Dice Tower Marathon. But there is you can actually see the game played there.
Yeah.
The gameplay was just so much fun, and it was again another one of those group games where you're not, are you the traitor? Are you lying? Because you're like, oh crap, of course I'm lying, and you can tell, because I suck at those. So, it's just so much. It's just hilarious because you have, especially when you have a big group of people that are totally ridiculous, and you've got people that are like fairies, and then you have goblins or whatever. I don't remember what the thing was. Like you had good guys and bad guys.
Imps.
So imps or something. Same diff. They're all troublemakers, and some people are giving you helpful clues, and so they're trying to tell you that it's a drum, and so they're like instrument and bang, and making clues about it, and then you have someone who's like rock, lightning, and you're like, what? And it's hilarious because you're blindfolded the whole time people are doing stuff. So what's fun is is fun, and going around the table is fun too, because you're not supposed to make sound while we're going around giving clues, but everyone else is like, what is wrong with you? There's just so much, crazy faces and stuff going on, and people snickering and trying not to be loud, and then when you're the person who's to describe your dream and try to throw all these words in so you can get these points is hysterical, because people just make up. I mean, it's a great game for imaginative gameplay, because you can just throw stuff out there and go to town, and it is a blast, and it doesn't matter if you're terrible at that game or not, because it's just fun. And it's one of those where the score, again, I don't think mattered. It's just a really fun experience. Wouldn't you agree with that?
All I remember about this game,
You scarred? What is...
I put the mask on.
Yeah.
I did my turn. And like bam, 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 bam. I dominated at this game. I took the mask off. I'm like, wow, I suck at this game. That's all I remember. I think I got 5 wrong and 2 right, and I thought I got them all right.
Oh my god.
That game, you have to learn patience, because
And
the
memory.
the first couple of clues may lead you down the wrong path, but you want to jump at it. But you want to.
You gotta be patient
It's
to
better.
listen.
It's better to get like 3 or 4 right and none wrong.
Yeah.
Than there is to get 2 or 3 right and 2 or 3 wrong.
But
right?
learning that is, you're like 2/3 to 3/4 through the game before you figure that out, right?
Well, I noticed that the people that have played before were really slow and methodical about the way they did it.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, and I realized that too late. So
Yeah. Yep.
So there you go. That's pretty good. That's a good one. Didn't make my list because I sucked at it. I was horrible at that game. Oh my gosh.
I did not say I was an expert. I don't have to be good at the game to enjoy it. I'm just saying that one was hysterical.
All right.
Your number 2.
My number 2
Duo.
was another one we played recently.
Was it?
Because I haven't. It's all recent because I haven't a chance to buy stuff. All right, my number 2, if I can find it.
Oh my gosh.
Technical difficulties.
Past his bedtime.
All right, my number 2 is Star Trek Ascendancy.
Why in the world is this not on my list?
Star Trek Ascendancy.
I'm beginning to think that none of my plays logged.
So anyway, that game was a blasty blast. This one could...
No way. And you think it could supplant Fleet Captains?
Yes. This is just more up my alley. It's just more I don't know, it just more
I don't know, I'm thinking hard about this. You know what we need to do? We need to have a weekend marathon of Star Trekness to determine that.
That game,
which means we have to buy it.
That game was really fun. I mean,
Oh my gosh.
Rebecca annihilated me at it, but it was so awesome. I just like it. It gives it's more of a 4X feel than Fleet Captain is, right?
That's true. That's true.
It's just there's so many different things I like about it. I like that the whole you build the board isn't pre-built. I mean,
that is cool.
Even Fleet Captains, even though everything's face down, you pre-build the board. This board, you don't know what's going to happen. You could connect up with an opponent early. You could connect up late. It's just a fluid board. You can react to what people are doing, and you can adjust where you explore.
Yeah.
Whereas Fleet Captains, you're locked in with the shape, and there's not really any. I can't really influence. I can influence what I explore, but I can't influence what the map does. Whereas Ascendancy can. And then there's the whole slow build up, and you slowly build up a force, whereas Fleet Captains, you start with your force, and you don't build up.
That's true, and it almost has a Zaya thing where you go and blow up your ship, and poof, you get a new one.
Right. It's just...
Yeah. That's interesting.
So, yeah, one minus, though, is that it's 3 players only.
Yeah.
But... I did some research, and there's people out there that claims it works 2-player, so...
Oh, I love you people out there.
So maybe... The only issue I've heard with the playing it 2-player is you're losing some of the balancing to it, because if one player gets ahead, you can't... With 3 players, if one player is leading, 2 people can gang up and slow that person down. Whereas if you're 2 players and one person gets ahead... It's hard for that other person to catch up because they there's no balance there. You can't gang up on them because it's only one. You're only 1-on-1, right?
Yeah, that's true.
But maybe. But anyway, Ascendancy is
amazing.
It is amazing.
You need to check. 'Cause there's something going on with Candyland. I just saw that.
I don't know.
I gotta see this.
They've been yelling at Kabuki about killing leaders the whole time, and now they're on Candyland. I don't know what's going on. What's going on in this chat? Chat's out of control. Candyland.
Yeah, keep going down. What was this? I see you guys crack me up.
I don't know.
Yeah. So.
Candyland Legacy.
If you want Candyland Legacy. Oh man.
There's no gumdrops anymore.
Make Nessa cry.
Anyway, that's my number 2. Get us back on track. Got distracted by the silliness that's going on. The Star Trek Ascendancy, a true 4X Star Trek game.
There you go. All right. My number 1.
Ooh, let me see if I can guess your number 1.
You cannot guess it. I guarantee you cannot.
I won't,
There's no way.
I won't click the special effects.
There's no way you can guess it.
Is it something you played before we met?
No. I can give you hints. This is nonsense.
I give you hints sometimes.
No, you don't. You're like, okay, guys, get in your guesses.
Number 1.
Yeah. You're never going to guess it.
I'm going to say we're going to share a number 1.
I say we're not.
Oh, but you have to have played it. So no, we can't.
Yeah, I know what your number one is, and we do not share our number one.
All right, I'll give it up.
All right. My number one is turning quickly into a Grail game. And that is push the button, special effects person.
Sorry, I get the preview of what their number one's going to be.
It's a very quirky game.
Oh
Vampire
my gosh.
Radar. This slowly launched us onto our merging into, our wacky convention board game world. It was one of the first games we played at a board game convention together.
It was one of the first ones.
And it was the first game that we played. We first met Z Garcia.
Yeah.
And it was a funny game on top of that.
Yeah.
And I've actually done some searches around hunting to the bowels of BGG looking for it. And there's one dude that sells it, but I don't think he actually sells it to North America. And he only gets a few in stock, and then it's gone instantly. And so I haven't figured out, without finding someone that speaks Japanese, how to get a hold of this game. So it's very hard to get a hold of. So anyway, at some point I think I have figured out how I can maybe finagle it, but it's really hard to find it in stock because they only seem to put a couple in
Break
at a
into
time.
Z's house.
There's that.
Yeah, this was the kind of the catalyst because we sheepishly went over to Z and said, "Hey, can we play a game with you?" And he's
like, "Sure."
He was at West Texas Con in 2015.
Yep.
And this is the game we played. And if you watch the review on the Dice Tower, Rebecca's hand is in the video.
I have a hand modeling side job.
Her hand is in the
Yeah.
video. So that was really the first video that we appeared in.
Yep. I don't know if you could say we appeared in it. My hand appeared in it. But yeah, he was taking pictures of the game as we were playing because we all were just having a blast. One of the other, that dad with his son were there playing with us and Z, and we all just had a blast.
We were talking so much smack.
Oh my gosh. And
Z was hamming it up.
Yeah, because every time we shot him or something, he's like, my arm.
Oh, the hoods.
Yeah, just stupid things. And we were working really well. It was just a really fun game. We had a blast with that. And, yeah, it's one of those games that I wouldn't mind owning. I always thought it'd be fun. I've always wanted to... I looked around. I was trying to find it some sneaky way because I was going to surprise you with it. But it is impossible to get a hold of it.
I found it. It's a toy store in Japan sells it. And they will not ship to the United States. Yeah,
that's where I found too.
So I don't know how Z got a copy.
They sent it to him, I think he said.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because he gets sent all sorts of quirky games. So I think he got sent it. But yeah, anyway, so that game, oh my goodness.
That was a blast. And really, honestly, that's what kind of...
And it's not a complicated, or you can see that the graphics are so cheesy. There's just little 8-bit graphics. It's really silly, but it's based off of like little radars, and what you do is... you've got, it's a one versus all thing, and he's got, the vampire's got hidden movement, and then the people have, you're on a board, and some of the spaces on the board have radars on them, which is where you get vampire radar, because if you land on it, you can actually get told, the vampire has to tell you how many spaces away they are. It's almost like a really tricked up version of Minesweeper or something, right? Because he'll say a 3. So you know he's within 3 squares of that radar that just went off, but it could be any direction. And you have certain abilities you can do and stuff, and the vampire can also hide around, there's some like corners or something that they can hide behind. Walls, there were walls in it, right?
Right, yeah.
And he can sneak up, and if he gets it comes into contact with you before you discover him, he can kill you. Well, he kills you or injures you.
He does damage.
He does damage, which eventually can kill you.
Right.
So, I mean, there's this cat and mouse game going on, and both sides are hunting each other. It was just, it's actually a really cute, creative little game. But good luck finding it, so...
Yeah, it's funny that you mention it. I've never thought of it that way, but that probably truly is the catalyst, right?
Yes.
Someone mentioned Leaving Earth, and I wrote it down.
Oh, okay. Yes, he is writing down Leaving Earth.
Someone suggested that we should play that live, and I've never heard of it, so
you're gonna check it out.
But yeah, no, that was the first game we played with Z, and then we played games with him and Sam the rest of the night.
Oh my gosh, that was so much fun.
And then it was like, after we left, we were like, really, we should do something for the Dice Tower, and that's kind of what started all this madness. So
well, that could be fun
we
to do
can
that.
blame Z and Vampire Radar for all of this.
Yes. Way to go.
That's
So,
a good one. I would never. You're right. I would never in a million years have guessed that, but that is
Oh.
a really good one. And I did try to buy it. I mean, I even
did too.
I even went to the website. I used to translate the website. I'm like, oh, it's like there's no shipping to the U.S.
I went through BGG and went through and I went and researched sales and stuff, and I traced a sale of Vampire Radar back to this guy who did speak English, but it was at this toy store in Japan.
Yep.
And they only got like 3 or 4 copies at a time, and he put some out on BGG or whatever for whatever reason, but it was all within that area, and so it was like, dang it. So, anyways, because I would have gladly paid the shipping to ship that over. I don't even care anymore how much the shipping was. But yeah. Oh, see, I didn't even think about Googling it. I did it like the hard way. I was in BGG searching.
I haven't
That's
looked in
interesting.
a long time.
I haven't either. I had to give up after a while. But what? What'd you find? Yeah, but it doesn't ship.
It's the same one. It doesn't ship
okay.
to.
Yeah. See, look at that. There you go. All right. What's your number one?
My number one's no.
Rattled on about
my
mine.
number one's absolutely no.
Yes,
surprise.
I know. I still have yet to play this darn game because it's so long.
Absolutely no surprise, and that is the greatness that is Twilight Imperium 3.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, this game. I wish I would have been born in a different time.
What? What?
This is the kind of game that I would like set up a game every weekend to play
Oh
this
yeah,
game.
I got you.
I mean, if I was like a college kid or whatever,
You'd be
I'd be locking this up. Okay, who's playing this week? Let's do this again. All right, who's gonna play it again this weekend? This game is something I would play the epic game. I would start in the morning. We would have order pizza. We'd play until 2 a.m. Play a crazy 8-player, 14-hour game of this. It is just so good. It's just everything I want in a board game. It's got combat. It's got negotiation. It's got smack talk. It's just everything wrapped up into one nice little package. And every race is asymmetric. You have special abilities that you can use. Everyone plays a little different. You have people that are big war people that are technology, people that are good at diplomacy, people that are good at trading. Everybody has a special thing.
It's crazy.
It's sandboxy in how you win because you have to collect. You have to basically do like achievements. I don't know what they call them, but you have to do like 10 of those. Each one of those you complete is a point, but each one of them is different. One of them is like explore an area. Another one's to control this many planets. Another one's research this many technologies, and you can play differently. And they start with some, and throughout the game, more and more are exposed. So you don't know what you need to work for necessarily, and you got to switch gears in the middle of the game and go, oh, there's some easy ones I can get, but I need to switch to combat to get some of these other ones. And it's just an amazing game.
There you go.
But
must be nice. Sounds interesting.
At least 3 players and way too much time. I've played twice.
That's true, and you guys have technically never played
finished,
all the way through.
We did not finish either time. So
it was obvious that who the winner was, but yeah.
So yeah, it's just I would throw that down all the time, but not gonna happen. Well, there you have it, folks. Let me click mine off.
Yeah, rub it in. I played TI3. Oh, wait.
So down in the comments.
Uh-oh.
Or in the chat if you're here. If you want us to list off, tell us what your favorite game you've played but you do not own.
Yes.
And we'll list them off if you do it in chat. And
I did see some already because I think Kabuki said that she did not own TI3. But a friend had it. Somebody else mentioned something earlier in the chat, but I missed it.
So if you want to be famous,
you're famous. You're famous, Kabuki. You already knew that.
And again, down in the comments, let us know if you like the live over the pre-recorded. I don't know if after the fact watching us being distracted by the chat is distracting or not. But let us know whether you prefer the pre-recorded or the live stuff. I forgot to take TI3 off. Bad special effects.
Bad job. Oh, yeah, Time Stories. Yeah.
So let's see. You gotta say names. Zachy says Time Stories.
Yep, Zachy says Time Stories.
Andy says Memoir 44. I almost bought that game, but I don't know if Rebecca would like it.
Why not? If it's not Risk where you're rolling dice to move these armies
It's card driven. But there's dice. There's dice. You roll dice.
But is it like Risk? Then
it's more strategy than Risk, because if you have depending on the what some units are better against other units, and depending on cover and if you're higher ground and all these other things, it affects the rolls and stuff like that.
Yeah, gotcha.
So Kabuki said Pitch Car. That's an awesome one.
Oh yeah, and that's another one that I understand why a lot of people don't own that one, because it's kind of price heavy. I mean,
Neutral says Zaya or Steampunk Rally.
Ooh. Okay.
And older would be Warhammer Fantasy Miniatures. I think that's a lot of
oh yeah, because
a lot of people's.
That's another one that's pricey.
Let's see, Lord of the Rings LCG. Kabuki said that.
Ooh yeah.
I've never played that. I just know it. It seemed like I talked to some guy at BGG Con.
Thunderstone, yeah.
And that was his favorite game. He's played it like 1,000 times. And
which game?
Lord of the Rings LCG, and he had just boxes and boxes of cards.
I would love to
I looked at that and I went, not gonna play that game, because he had probably a freaking 1,000 cards or some craziness. So
I would eat that up, but yeah, another, like you said, another lifetime kind of thing. So yeah, Thunderstone. We have Thunderstone 2nd edition or something, right? It's
Thunderstone Advance.
Oh, okay, Advance.
The 3rd edition's coming out, so you can get that.
There you go. Okay. Scythe. Oh, yeah, Scythe. Yes, Zachy. Scythe is goodness. And apparently the dog wants outside.
All right, so in a moment of epic fail and special effects, I have to be. What is it? What does it say when you're honest? What's it called?
What? What are you talking about?
What's it called?
What just happened?
I don't know. To be honest, today's April 1st.
Oh, no.
And I actually planned an April Fool's joke.
Oh, man.
But my lack of knowledge of how the special effects work, it didn't come up when I wanted to do it. Because it's layered, and you have to put...
It's like an onion?
It's like an onion. So you have to put the camera lower than what you're going to put on top of it. And I had my joke below the camera, so when it came up, it was behind our camera, so it didn't show. But I was going to do a number 10 joke for number 10.
What?
And I actually had a whole story written out about how it was a game from my childhood, and what started my love of ducks, and all of this. I had this long spiel.
What is wrong with you?
And how I forgot to put it on my childhood games list.
Oh my gosh!
But I got to show you, because I actually did some work on this. So.
Oh my gosh!
So
lady, just a minute.
Here's the game. It's called Ducks or Loons.
Oh, it's Loons.
It's going to be my number 10, Ducks or Loons. It's a memory game. So it's a game where you have all these different kinds of ducks. There's like little cards, a little kid's memory game. But if you flip over a loon, you lose your turn.
Oh God, there's so many things I can say. I can't say.
I made a box and everything. It was going to be awesome. Ducks or Loons.
What is that picture?
It's a great picture. Oh my Lord. Oh, it's epic failed.
Hold on.
I epic failed on my joke. It was gonna be, look at that. That looks like a game. Isn't that awesome? Ducks or Loons?
Loons. Loons. All right, I'm kicking the dog out really fast before I get ill about some ducks and loons. Hold on.
We would show you the dog, but we just trimmed her today, and she looks like she was attacked by some angry rats or something. Ducks or Loons? Doesn't that sound like a fun game? It's a memory game, and you flip over a loon, you lose your turn.
You just say angry rats? That dog doesn't look that bad. That's messed up.
That's where I got the idea.
Wow.
Z's lice shower thing is where I kind of got
Ducks or Loons.
Ducks or Loons? Who wouldn't want to play Ducks or Loons?
Oh, please send us your votes now. Oh my gosh!
Look at that picture. I love that picture.
Looks like a duck.
I even
in an oil spill. Yes,
I even in the corner where I got.
You put a little game icon, like a company.
Put a little. I'm looking.
I see it. I see
it.
it
Over here. It's over here. I put a little game, little icon for a company to make it look official. Ducks or Loons? Oh.
And this is what you spent your time on today.
I did spend a little bit of time on it. But now I learned something. Now I learned how the layering works on the
Yeah,
on
and
the
how
thing.
amazing April Fool jokes are. Oh my goodness. Ducks or loons?
Wah, wah, wah. Hunter is the loon. Yes, I am the loon. All right, we're going to wrap it up. I didn't see any more favorite games and things like that. So,
Yeah.
So, we may be doing a live play. Probably not tonight. Maybe tomorrow.
Not tonight? I'm shocked. We'll see.
Anyway, we
Soon.
we
We're
not
probably gonna get rained
not to spoil our board game blender, but our game that we're highlighting on the next blender is
A game we may play in the near future just to refresh
we
our
haven't
memory.
played it in a long time, so we're gonna play it. And we figure
Yep.
we crank it up and play
We
it
like
live.
to test our
That's a very
relationship.
smack talky game. I think
It
it'd be
is.
fun to watch live.
We're going to re-sign
But
our
anyway,
marriage vows before we play it.
you want to exit us?
Exodus. Why, thank you for joining us this evening/morning, depending on where you are. And if you want to share with us any more games or top 10 lists that you would like to see us do, anything like that, feel free to share in the comments. And we will see you again soon.
Bye,
Have a
guys.
good evening.
Woo! Ducks are loons.
Loons. Loons.
Oh,
Lots of loons.
technical
Oh.
feedback.
Oh
Bad
my
exit.
gosh, they're
Bad exit.
breaking.
Bad exit.